Want to know how to make baked spaghetti my way? Then keep on watching.
I should be a savage. Would've thought it turned me to a savage. Write my own checks, I don't
Hey, what's up, y'all? J.Marieee here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we in the kitchen with it. You feel what I'm saying? I am going to be making Mrmakeithappen very own baked spaghetti. Now, of course, I'm gonna do my own version of it. Yes. But on a serious note, that's what we're about to do today. So stay tuned and let's get into it.
Yes, popcorn. Yes, popcorn.
Let's go. Now, before we do get started, of course, we gotta pour us up a glass of wine. Cheers. Alright, so check it. This is what you'll need to make the baked spaghetti. Ingredient list will be in the description down below. First, preheat your oven to 400. I will be using cherry tomatoes to make my very own homemade tomato sauce. Be sure to wash your tomatoes. Let me tell you a secret. This Parmesan and basil infused olive oil is, oh my God, chef's kiss. We're going to roast the tomatoes first for our tomato sauce. I ain't even gonna lie, Mrmakeithappen showed me how to cut up a pepper. I never used to cut my peppers up like this, but now I'm sharing it with y'all. Take notes and do it just like this. It was the easiest way ever for me. But hey, don't let me tell you all about it. After you're done cutting up your peppers, place them in a bowl and set them aside. Be sure to cut up your onions. I forgot to record this process. Now it's time to saute the onions and peppers in butter. While that is sauteing, I like to give it its first dosage of seasoning. Here is my ultimate favorite, the garlic powder with parsley. Up next is onion powder. We can't forget about the adobo. Now let me tell you something. I do not measure when it comes to my seasoning. It's always a back and forth motion. Here goes the Sazon. Rule of thumb, always under season versus over season. That way you can add more if it's under. As that is sauteing, it's time to shred up our cheeses. I have 1 block of sharp cheddar and 1 block of mozzarella. But check this out. No, I don't have an electric shredder. Okay, y'all, it's a thing. It is. I'm going to invest into it one day. I just started actually shredding up cheeses. I prefer it that way. However, don't judge me. Alright, so I wanted to be fancy this time and get real Parmesan cheese. Oof, that was fire. Now it's time to add our ground beef. The recipe typically calls for 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of Italian sausage, but as y'all know, best friend don't eat pork. So it's 2 pounds of ground beef. And this tool right here, you have to invest in. It helps shred that beef up just like this, like that. While that is cooking, it's time to start making the famous cheese sauce. Let's start off by chopping up some fresh parsley. Okay, listen, the recipe called for a half a cup of sour cream, but it was too thick for me, so I decided to use 1 cup of sour cream. Next, add in your Parmesan garlic and fine herb cheese. After that, you add in 1 cup of mozzarella and 1 cup of Parmesan. Finish it off by adding your chopped parsley. Set that to the side and let's add some more flavors to our meat. Here is the garlic paste, just a nice little dab of that. And then next, of course, is the tomato paste. You know, a little spoon of that. Y'all, I'm telling you, I do not measure at all. I eyeball everything, so I'm sorry if you're looking for exact measurements. Alright, so check it. This is where you'll add your second dose of seasonings. The same seasonings you use in the beginning to season your onions and your peppers, you're going to do the same thing for your meat. Let's check on those roasted tomatoes. It's time to give them a nice little flip and let it finish cooking for the remaining time. Alright, so my daughter do not like mushrooms, but I love mushrooms. So the way I trick her is by chopping these babies up into small little pieces. That way she don't notice them. The recipe called for chicken broth, so I added 1 cup of chicken broth to the beef. And I must say, that added a nice little touch to the flavoring. It's time to take out those roasted tomatoes. Ooh, look at that. It looks decadent. Add them to the blender. I don't even know if I pronounced that word correctly, but hey, you get what I'm trying to say. There you have it, homemade tomato sauce. Let's go ahead and give it a little taste to see what that's hitting for. Yes, Lord. Now it's time to add diced tomatoes to the meat. I typically get the one with oregano, garlic, and basil seasoning in it. Here comes that homemade tomato sauce. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, this was fire. In a separate pot, add some of that meat sauce to your noodles. Now it's time to layer that bad boy. First, we're going to start off by putting a nice amount of meat sauce on the bottom layer of the pan. Next, add the spaghetti noodles on top. After a thin layer of noodles, go ahead and add some more meat sauce on top of that. Right here, my babies, is where you'll add that famous cheese sauce. After you smooth out that cheese sauce, now it's time to add your shredded cheeses. Make sure you save some for the top layer. Repeat that process by adding the rest of the noodles, the remaining meat sauce, and the last little bit of cheese. And baby, there you have it, baked spaghetti. Now I let that cook for a good 45 minutes on high, which is like a good 400 degrees. But this is heaven in a pot. Listen. This right here is amazing. But, of course, first, I gotta get my good old best friend to come try this out. Best friend! Come on! I'm always down for a good time. Always. Bitch. She get on my damn nerves. Let me see what that is.
Let's see what this is working with in here. She got the razzle dazzle and soft up and all this good love.
Yes, Lord.
I'm willing to burn my mouth for this fight.
Well, I ain't trying to go to the hospital. Hello?
This my plate?
Do what I will. So that, guys, is how I made my very own version of baked spaghetti by Mr. Make It Happen. I think that's Mr. Make It Happen, Captain. Some shit like that. What I'm saying is, that's how I freestyle all my recipes. If you enjoy this, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, so that way you don't miss out on the next dish. You feel what I'm saying? Until next time, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.
Can you play that again? I want it, I got it. Yeah, I want it, I got it. You like